you're able, for the entrance of their honours, the Lieutenant Governor of Newfoundland and Labrador, and official visitor to Memorial University, the Honourable Judy Foote and Howard Foote. Please be seated. Good evening and welcome to the 40th Annual Alumni Tribute Awards. My name is Anthony Germain. I'm a co-host of Here and Now on CBC Television, and delighted to have been invited to be Master of Ceremonies this year. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, more than a year and a half actually, so I can't think of a better way to try to get back to something normal than it being such a worthwhile invite. So thank you to everybody who's here, as well as people who are watching. We'll talk about you people who are watching in just a bit. But I'd like to begin this evening by saying that we acknowledge the lands on which Memorial University's campuses are situated are in the traditional territories of diverse Indigenous groups, and we acknowledge with respect the histories and cultures of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of this province. And we encourage everyone to reflect on these lands from where you're located and the Indigenous peoples for whom these lands are traditional territory. Now, I'd also like to make sure that I welcome their honors, the Honourable Judy Foote and Howard Foote, Dr. Susan Dyer-Knight, Chancellor of Memorial University. Joe Dunford and Andrea Stack are here this evening as representatives from Memorial's Board of Regents. Dr. Florentine Strelchek, Provost and Vice President Academic. Lisa Brown, Vice President Advancement and External Relations. And, of course, the reason we're here to celebrate this year's recipients of the Alumni Tribute Awards and their guests, and they are Lori Pike, who's the recipient of the Outstanding Community Service Award, which recognizes volunteer contributions to the community. Jason Louis Carmichael, recipient of the Horizon Award, which recognizes an outstanding alumni 35 years old and younger. Jason has submitted a recorded message, and he's going to be watching from Nairobi this evening. Peg Hunter, recipient of the J.D. Eaton Award, which recognizes outstanding volunteer contribution to Memorial. And Dr. Ken Chen, our Alumnus of the Year, which is the highest distinction bestowed on a Memorial graduate by the alumni body. Dr. Chen has submitted a recorded message and is watching this evening from Ontario. And this year is also special because we're presenting our Luminous Award, and this is happening for the first time since Team Guizhou received it in 2006 after that historic Olympic gold medal. And this year's recipients of the Luminous Award are Verafin founders, Jamie King, Brendan Brothers, and Raymond Pretty. And I also have to offer congratulations because Verafin won TechNL's Tech Company of the Year Award just last week, so pretty good week for Verafin. And you'll hear more about the meaning of the Luminous Award and its deserving recipients a little later this evening. Now, for more information about the various talented people that we're going to be talking about, you can follow along in tonight's proceedings. You can please refer to your program, and for our friends who are watching online, you can view that program at mun.ca/alumdays. Now, a few housekeeping items before we get this thing really rolling. For the second year in a row, we have modified the Alumni Tribute Award ceremonies due to COVID-19 and public health regulations, and we're going to keep everything safe. Of course, it's all become second nature, I think, to everybody in here, but just as a reminder, very intimate situation this year in this room, but you're still in for a really wonderful evening nonetheless, even if it's COVID downsized. And of course, we can take some comfort that we're all safe while also celebrating the outstanding alumni tonight. Now, of course, we know that there are many others who wanted to join in on the celebration, but because of what I just mentioned, they can't. So this event is also being live streamed. We're now live on the Memorial University Alumni Facebook page, as well as the Signal Hill Campus YouTube channel. So hello to you people who are watching. And for those of you in the audience, be on your best behavior because there's 2 cameras over there, and I can tell you from personal experience, when you forget the cameras are rolling, some bad things can happen. So you've all found your way to your seats, and I know that you've all got your masks. We do ask that you abide by the regulation that you can remove your mask when you're eating or drinking, but please, if you do have to move about, please put your mask back on. Now, if you're looking for a washroom, I feel like I'm saying there are 2 exits to the left, 2 to the right, but so directly across the main entrance where you came in this evening is another set of double doors. You go through those doors, turn right, and all of the washrooms are at the end of that corridor. Now, in the unlikely event of an emergency, we ask that you calmly exit this room and head to the exterior exits, all of which are clearly marked. You can just follow the signs, and they're located both at the front of the building as well as on the lower level. And once you exit the building, please proceed to the upper parking lot, and the muster station is marked and located near the dumpster, which is not a glorious location, but it's at the far end of the lot, and if nothing else, dumpsters are usually easy to locate. There's no easy segue because now I'm going to talk about the fact you've got your appetizers in front of you. You'll notice that they've been individually portioned and placed at your tables along with some water, and I hope you managed to grab a beverage of sorts on your way in. And if there's anything that you need, you can flag down one of the very helpful staff who are around the perimeter of the room, and please feel free and start to enjoy as the evening unfolds. So if you want to dig in, go ahead. I won't be offended because this is the one part where the organizers say, okay, Anthony, say something for 2 minutes. So here we go. And again, I'm rusty, so I apologize for that. But as of last week, I can now proudly refer to myself as an alumnus of Memorial University. Thank you. Much later in life than my time at McGill ages ago, and the University of Western Ontario, which is now Western University. And you know you've aged when the name on your degree is no longer the name of the university that you graduated from. But it's been a remarkable year because being 50-something in the Faculty of Education with a lot of 20-somethings was both humbling and revealing in a lot of interesting ways. And it was remarked when we were all inducted as teachers last week that this coincides actually with the 100 years of education training being offered in this province because of the opening of the normal school back in 1921. So we were the centennial class, but I think I'm equally proud of the fact that we're now being called the COVID cohort. And what was really astonishing to me is that I spent an entire year with these really young, fantastic people. I think some people in my generation are really too critical because these people are going to be fantastic teachers. The passion, the intelligence, the knowledge, it was good for me to actually be part of this. But we only met twice. Once was last week for convocation, and before that was about a month or so for a gala. But for that entire year, I had never met any of my classmates in the same room. And I guess that's just sort of part of what we're living in right now. And the pandemic has disrupted and challenged all universities, including Memorial University. And I think like all great academic institutions that are built on principles of learning, it's an ongoing process. And no matter what your discipline is, whether it's computers or education or science or medicine, and no matter what your age is, I think that MUN really embodies the values of higher education, of lifelong learning, and I'm proud to be an alumnus now. So whether you graduated in 2021 or 1921, or any of the 98 years in between, to be counted among the alumni of Memorial University is an achievement and an honor. And so we're here tonight to celebrate individuals who embody those kinds of values, not just for the achievements that we're going to mark tonight but for their creativity and their passion and their diligence that they bring to what they do every single day. Now, this evening wouldn't be possible without the hard work and support of the Alumni Tribute Awards Volunteer Selection Committee, and I'd like to call on Bob Dowden, now Chair of that committee and Director of Strategic Business Development with Johnson Inc., to say a few words of welcome.
Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it. And congratulations on becoming a Memorial Alumnus. Good evening, everyone, and especially those of the Alumni Tribute Award recipients. I'm proud once again to be back here celebrating our outstanding alumni. This, as Anthony mentioned, is the 40th year memorials recognizing the graduates who have achieved distinction in their chosen field, commitment to our alma mater, and outstanding contributions to the community and throughout the planet. Congratulations to you all. As I've said many times before, it is always a pleasure to review the submission packages that are for our chosen nominees, and I can't believe how outstanding they are, and never ceases to amaze me year after year. This year, we bring back the Luminous Award for the first time, as Anthony mentioned, in 15 years, to recognize some pretty incredible achievements by the group of alumni who started Verafin. You'll hear more about this distinctive award and the recipients much later in the night. I would like to thank and recognize the efforts of our volunteer selection committee. Our members are Kevin Fleming, Mike Pottle, Paul Preston, Susan Rose, Andrea Stack, and Melissa Williams. When you are a university-like memorial, you receive a great number of nominations showcasing the alumni who are doing truly outstanding work throughout the world and making changes. It takes a lot of hours and a lot of effort on behalf of the volunteer committee to make sure that we put forward nominations and celebrate the university as a whole. I would like to thank each of the committee members for spending numerous times and numerous hours to go through the packages. I would also like to thank those who take the time tonight to nominate award recipients this evening. I would also like to ask anyone here tonight who's watching online or consider nominating some outstanding alumni. The online submission process is now easier than ever, and we would like to hear from you. As a proud member of Memorial University Alumni and Johnson's, we are here again to support this event and our other initiatives through the university for many years. And as an alumni and a Newfoundlander and Labradorian, I am thrilled that our company continues to maintain our relationship with the province's university. To this year's recipients, congratulations. Thank you very much for putting us province first, but also Memorial University on the map. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and again, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bob. And now I'd like to introduce Lisa Brown, Memorial's new Vice President, Advancement and External Relations. Lisa is a two-time graduate of Memorial University after earning a Bachelor of Arts and Master of Business Administration degrees. She remained active in the university community, volunteering with alumni chapters, advisory boards, and serving on the Board of Regents as an elected alumni member. And in 2020, she was honored as our Alumna of the Year. She comes to this role after serving as CEO of Stella's Circle, a place where I've done at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 interviews, a community organization that provides housing, counseling, and employment services to people who face barriers. And I know it's a great thrill for everybody involved with tonight to keep Lisa on Team Memorial through her new role. So, Lisa, I'll call you up.
You can clap. Thanks very much, Anthony, and congratulations on your graduation. And maybe one day you'll be here in a different capacity. Sadly, the Horizon Award is out of your reach at the moment, but but maybe another one. So thanks very much, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Memorial's Tribute Awards. It is, I'm really delighted to be here as a new VP, and I might have the distinction of being the only recipient to walk home with her award after the ceremony. So we'll see who does that, if anybody does that this evening. And so I'm really delighted to be here with all of my colleagues from the Marine Institute, the Corner Brook campus, as well as the St. John's campus of Memorial University. And special thanks to the Volunteer Selection Committee. I'm sure that that work is both joyous and arduous, actually. So thank you for all of that work. Our partners, we can't do anything without our great partners like Newfoundland Power, Manual Life, and the Center for Innovation in Teaching and Learning at Memorial. And a special thank you to Johnson Insurance, always a great event partner and a long-standing supporter of Memorial. So thank you, Bob, to you and all of your colleagues. Unfortunately, Dr. Vianne Timmons, our president, was not able to make it this evening, but she is going to be in touch individually with each of the recipients. And she did also send a video message that we're going to show right now.
Good evening, everyone. I am so sorry that I'm not with you in person this year to celebrate our wonderful Alumni Tribute Awards recipients for 2021. I do wish I was there. This 40th anniversary of the Tribute Awards is a very special one. I would like to personally say congratulations to all of the recipients: Jason Louis Carmichael, Peg Hunter, Lori Pike, one of our own here at Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador, and Dr. Liqin Chen. It's also exciting that for the very first time since 2006, the Luminous Award will be given to the founders of Verafin, Jamie King, Brendan Brothers, and Raymond Pretty. You guys did a great job. You know that? I am sending all of you, our recipients, my deepest appreciation for making Memorial University so proud. Our alumni are doing amazing things that further humanity and society all over the world. I wish I was with you, but have a wonderful evening and know I'm with you in spirit. Congratulations to all.
Let's hear it for all of our outstanding recipients here tonight. Memorial's strategic plan is called Transforming Our Horizons, and I'm really struck by the vision that is referenced in the strategic plan. And it's to create a future where Memorial contributes to a socially resilient, economically prosperous, culturally vibrant, inclusive, healthy, and sustainable province. And you'll see tonight that our recipients are helping us to achieve that vision. If we look at them, for example, Liqin established a multi-million-dollar international pharmaceutical company, TLC Pharmaceutical Standards, and his family has supported 125 students through scholarships at Memorial University. Talk about helping to build the capacity of this university and the province. It's incredible. PEG is dedicated to Memorial, and in particular, women's leadership through volunteerism, mentorship, and philanthropy. And she's nationally known for her marketing abilities. And she, too, is helping to build the capacity of this province. Lori, who I've just recently gotten to know as an employee of Memorial, and as Director of Budget, let me tell you, there's no number that's in her head that can't be pulled out. But that's not why she's here tonight. She's here tonight because she has so helped to increase the social fabric of resiliency in this province, because she has been dedicated to helping families navigate the diagnosis of cancer in children, inspired by her own family's lived experience. Jason Louis is bringing the resiliency of the province to the world with his commitment as CEO and co-founder of Thai Boo Health, a company that provides access to a full suite of health services to residents of Nairobi. And finally, Jamie, Brendan, and Raymond. No last names necessary. They're like rock star status, Madonna, same sort of thing, the Verafin 3. The success of Verafin grows, I think, on a daily basis. And not only have they contributed incredibly through the economics of the province, they have also done incredible work through their charity of VeraCares. And we'll hear more about them a bit later on. So you can't ask for better representatives really trying to achieve that vision of a sustainable province. The question to ask is, what's next? And that's a question we ask of all of our alumni. what's next for you? The province and the university needs you more than ever, but your innovation, your empathetic skills, your knowledge will lead us on. And I feel really optimistic and hopeful for the province when I look out and see the recipients of these awards and all of our alumni. There's lots of challenges, but we are so innovative, and I'm so excited to be here with you. So congratulations to you all. Thank you all for being here in person and online. And I'm going to say something I've always wanted to say now. Back to you, Anthony.
Thank you, Lisa. Something that you're going to remember tonight is the entertainment. It's my pleasure to introduce Eastern Owl to you. For those of you who don't know, Eastern Owl is an Indigenous-led all-nations group of women who blend the styles of First Nations drum music with contemporary folk to create their own unique sound, as you're about to experience. A powerful ensemble of 8 vocalists, not all of them here tonight, but I'll introduce you to the ones who were here, 4 of them in just a moment. They've been captivating audiences in Canada for 10 years now. With deep roots in the community, Eastern Owl has committed to deepening their connections with their traditional practices while also helping to educate Indigenous and non-Indigenous audiences through song and music. They are the recipients of their own bunch of awards as well, the 2016 Arts NL CBC Emerging Artist Award, the 2019 Music NL Indigenous Artist of the Year Award, and most recently they've been named the 2020 ECMA Indigenous Artist of the Year. So, joining us from Eastern Owl this evening are Janelle Duval, Stacey House, Danielle Benoit, and Jamie O'Leary. So please enjoy this performance, and then the award ceremony will follow right after.
Hello, everyone. Hello. We're going to sing you a drum song.
Okay, that's marvelous, and we'll have more from Easter now a little bit later. But next, we get on to the official presentation of the Alumni Tribute Awards. Now, as you can see, if you had a chance, when the lights were different, between the podiums, we have these remarkable pieces. And if you can't see them, there's a bit of light there. And they really show off the creativity and originality of many Memorial alumni. Every year, the incredible faculty and staff of the Mechanical Division of Technical Services at MUN construct these awards that you see displayed here. And each of these unique statues, they're each handmade, and they use different kinds of woodworking and glass blowing techniques in the facilities at the university on the St. John's campus. And these awards, normally we'd be handing them out, there'd be all the pictures, that kind of thing. Can't do that because of COVID. But our recipients are going to get them after the ceremony for photos, which we'll arrange before they head home. And no need to worry, Dr. Chen in Ontario and our other recipient in Nairobi, they will be sent to you. We promise it's going to happen, even though you can't join us tonight. And we have this brand new award that I mentioned, the Luminous Award. And it's got some very good local symbolism for us for Newfoundland and Labrador, not least of which is the term luminous, with light. Because when you think about a lighthouse, the first thing you think about is, that beam that helps guide you somewhere, and it's founded in a particular piece of rock that symbolizes the sort of sturdy foundation of this place that we all love, and it's one of Memorial's greatest strengths, is being in Newfoundland and Labrador. And it took many people from different areas of technical services, many hours, to shape all of these awards. And they're just beautiful items to see. But to tell us more about the Luminous Award and to introduce our recipients, we've got Michelle Sims, President and CEO of Genesis Memorial Businesses Incubator for technology-based ventures, and a frequent guest on Here and Now.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to stand in front of you this evening to introduce the Luminous Award and its very deserving recipients. For the first time since 2006, this evening's ceremony includes an award that is only given to exemplary candidates or groups who do not fit into another category. Alumni cannot be nominated for this award. It is designated by the Alumni Tribute Awards Selection Committee under special circumstances only. The physical award says, for special recognition of extraordinary achievements, and I cannot think of a more fitting group of recipients than the founders of Verafin, Jamie King, Brendan Brothers, and Raymond Pretty. I first met the founders in 2002 when I started working at Genesis. At the time, they were turning Tonka trucks into robots for simulation of autonomous underground mining, research for a startup company that they were working on. I knew right away that there was something impressive about them. A year later, with the help of MUN alum David Kelly, they started a new company, which was to take their predictive algorithms developed for underground mining and use it to track fraud and money laundering detection in the financial services sector. Verafin was born, and the company became a client of the Genesis Center for the next 3 years. Genesis is Memorial University's innovation hub, which exists to help build amazing companies. Without a doubt, Verafin's founders have built an amazing company. Amazing is actually an understatement. In 2019, Verafin raised the largest venture capital deal ever in Canadian history, a mammoth $515 million investment. Let that sink in for a moment. A Newfoundland and Labrador-based technology company started by 3 Memorial alumni secured the largest venture capital deal ever in Canadian history. I continue to share that with my colleagues across the country every time I get the opportunity. This was not the end of their journey to becoming a global leader in enterprise financial crime management solutions, however. On November 19, 2020, NASDAQ announced its intent to acquire Verafin for $2.75 billion US, a deal we now know to be complete. The agreement marries Verafin's comprehensive suite of anti-fraud management products with NASDAQ's established technology leadership and reach to create a powerhouse global leader in the fight against financial crime. Verafin will remain in our province and continue on its impressive growth trajectory. This deal also has another special meaning for Verafin. It helped the company to realize their vision of building the world's most advanced crime-fighting network. The acquisition agreement commits NASDAQ to work with Memorial to grow the university's scholarship program, to enhance cooperative education programs, and fund and supervise at least 6 MyTax fellowships annually for master's and PhD students. They have also committed $1 million US to Genesis for a research and development fund. So we're very excited about that. During this massive company growth, Verafin has also taken time to support their community. Their internal charity, VeraCares, supports local organizations such as Choices for Youth, Thrive, the Blue Door Program, Seniors NL, Janeway, School Lunch Association, and many more. Staying true to its mission, VeraCares also helps people who have been victimized by financial crimes like human trafficking. Through all of their hard work and success, our recipients have not forgotten their roots at Memorial. They continue to support Genesis, the Memorial Center for Entrepreneurship, academic programs, scholarships, and even infrastructure. I and the entire Memorial community are beyond proud of your contributions to industry, to communities, to innovation, and to education. You guys are truly trailblazers. Jamie, Brendan, and Raymond, I would like to welcome you to the stage to accept your award and to say a few words.
Thanks, Michelle. We're going to, this is going to be a bit of a team effort here. I'm going to say a few, I'm going to start, and then my fellow recipients here are going to say some inspiring words, I think. I'm going to start with some thank yous. We have a lot of people over the years to thank. First of all, Memorial University, not only for this award and this recognition here today, but for the wonderful university that made us adults and brought us into the world and gave us all the tools that we needed to be here today. I'd like to thank the Genesis Center, ACOA, NRC, the federal and provincial government for helping us survive. To say it, to not underestimate it. They helped us survive in the early years. We wouldn't be here without them. And so thank you. Mark Dobbin, we would like to thank him for taking the chance. He was the first big investment in his, to us. Also, we'd like to thank Newfoundland Labrador Credit Union for also taking the chance. They were our first customer, and without a customer, you don't have a company. So thank you very much. We'd like to thank the hardworking team at Verafin. Some of the folks are here tonight. They're in this corner over here. Thank you for coming. But there are 800, close to 800 other people that make Verafin what it is, the wonderful place it is. We don't feel like it's our award. It's really 800 people's award. So thank you. And then last but not least, I'd like to thank my family, our family.
Thank you, Ray.
Sorry, it's hard to get that out. It's been a long ride, and they've been very important in our life. So thank you very much.
Just a little bit quickly about us before I hand it over to Jamie, but I think one of the key things that I want to tell you is that we're all normal people. Jamie always jokes that he grew up on a farm. Ray grew up in a little town in Whitburn. I grew up downtown. We're all normal people. Entrepreneurs are normal people, but I think the key thing that we say about our story is it wasn't luck, it was hard work, and it was the hard work of the 800 people who are partnered with us. And I think, we talk about the origin story and the origin story being very closely tied to Memorial University. Michelle alluded to some of it, but obviously, in our graduate work at the university, meeting Bob Richards in the School of Business when we were 3 engineers who didn't know what business was, meeting David Kelly, who had the vision to come back and actually invest in a company in Newfoundland and create a partnership between Memorial's engineering and business schools was very important. These folks were crucial inspirations for us early on, and really from the university. Ray Gazayan as well, who was our graduate supervisor, and probably we will always joke that he not only gives the space to be able to create Verafin, but also didn't really shame us when we all dropped out of our graduate programs like any good startups would. And to Michelle and to Dave King, obviously, at the Genesis Center, when we grew from 1 office to 2 offices to 4 offices to 8 offices to you need to get out of here and you're not allowed to be here anymore because you're taking up too much space. I think, we think back to those days and thinking where we are now and the fact that we can be such an inspiration to the companies there, I think we're really quite proud of that. So thank you for that.
So we are happy to see the Munn Center for Entrepreneurship and the Genesis Center continue to play a key role in supporting the entrepreneurial community. The MC under Florian's leadership and the Genesis Center under Michelle's leadership both have grown tremendously, and we're excited about that. We're also happy to be part of the NASDAQ. The part of the NASDAQ deal was $1 million in funding to help the Genesis Center continue to grow. But we have a big challenge ahead of us. How do we support 10 Verafins in Newfoundland Labrador? We've had 125 people last year, and we're going to add about 160 this year, bringing us close to 800 employees. And we estimate that about 75% of those employees are Munn graduates. Let me say that a different way. 600 out of 800 employees are graduates of a single university. I'm not sure there's another business in the entire world that can make a statement like that. And if that doesn't tell you how important Memorial University is to this province and our ecosystem, nothing will. But now we have many other startups, all trying to hire from the same talent pool. And while we can hire remote employees, and we've all been trying to bring the best and brightest from all over the world to Newfoundland, we still love to hire homegrown talent. At Verafin, we started working with high schools around the province to try to increase the level of interest in business and engineering and other key faculties. But we also need Memorial to step up. We need you to continue to play a big role in this ecosystem. Memorial has been a big part of Verafin's success story, and we thank you for that. It can also be a big part of other story as well. Let's ensure we're doing the right things to help our tech ecosystem and ultimately our province succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, and congratulations. Well, I'd like to welcome Dr. Jennifer Lokash. She's an associate professor and head of the Department of English at Memorial University and no stranger to the Alumni Tribute Awards. In fact, I believe this is the 5th time that she has graced the stage as the orator, and we're looking forward to hearing what she has to say.
Thanks, Anthony. The Honorable Judy Foote and His Honor Howard William Foote, Chancellor Susan Dyer Knight, Provost and Vice President Academic Dr. Florentine Strelchek, Vice President Advancement and External Relations Lisa Brown, Board of Regents members Joe Dunford and Andrea Stack, deans and directors, lovely people, good evening. Well, it has been quite a time since I last participated in this joyous event, an unprecedented time, to use the parlance of the day. And while it may sometimes seem that big institutions like Memorial are incapable of reacting quickly and may feel glacially slow to implement change, we have proven in figuring out how to function well during the pandemic that we have genuine capacity to react and adapt. We've been nimble and we've pivoted. And here we are with our finger foods and our elbow bumps, sweating it out behind our masks, but elated to be among each other still, settled in to our new normal. Resilience, creativity, and being adept at responding to and creating change are characteristics shared by the highly impressive recipients of the 2021 Alumni Tribute Awards. A champion for children, a hero for healthcare, a marvel in marketing, and a pharmaceutical scientist for the world. You will notice other common features in their stories too. Their successes are not measured strictly in terms of personal gain or achievement, but rather these individuals are here because their accomplishments have had a broad impact in their commitment to community, to generosity, to mentorship, in their ability to recognize and realize potential, and in their will to do good for Memorial and in the world. They elevate the standard for us all. This is exceptionally true for our first honored guest, a woman who had to hear the words that are every parent's nightmare: your child has cancer. When Lori Pike's son Adam was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the wee age of 4, life as Lori's family knew it was changed utterly. In that moment, they were put on a radically different path, without a map and in the dark. Talk about a pivot. To navigate this new reality, Lori and her family turned to the Candlelighters Association of Newfoundland and Labrador, which is a volunteer charitable organization dedicated to supporting children with cancer and their families in a variety of ways. Recognizing the essential power and comfort of lived experience, their volunteers are other parents and families who have faced a childhood cancer and thus have a uniquely empathetic understanding. Their mission is to offer emotional and practical support, encouragement, and hope to all those affected across the province. Lori has been deeply committed to this mission since 2008, a year after Adam's diagnosis. Thankfully, Adam is now healthy and thriving, but Lori has never stopped pouring her whole heart and soul into Candlelighters NL, and everyone will tell you that she has a large part to play in its growth and success. Known affectionately as Mama Candlelighter, and armed with a B.Comm co-op from Memorial, an MBA from Memorial, and a wealth of experience in her day job as Memorial's Director of Budgeting, Lori has contributed in a wide range of roles, including Communications Director, Camp Delight Parent Representative, and President. She is currently the longtime treasurer and the coordinator of the Night of Delight, a major annual fundraising and sponsorship event for Camp Delight, which is a sleepover camp experience fully financed by Candlelighters. Lori has also been instrumental in the development of scholarship and bereavement programs and various new initiatives, such as a diagnosis support kit with comforts for the child and financial help for the family, and the Birthday Club program, which ensures that every registered child receives a gift certificate and a birthday card, which Lori personally signs and sends until they turn 17. This year, to give you a sense of the size of this undertaking, there are over 100 children in the program. The Tribute Award for Outstanding Community Service recognizes Memorial alumni who have made a significant impact through their donation of time, talent, and resources for the benefit of individuals and communities in need. These beautiful humans are fueled by a sense of personal and social responsibility and often a desire to give back to a world that has previously come to their aid. For applying her business savvy and her mama bear energy to help families navigate a child's cancer journey, for igniting not only candles but hope and healing too, it is my privilege to introduce you to the recipient of this year's Alumni Award for Outstanding Community Service, Lori Pike.
Thank you. Good evening. I am deeply honored to receive the Alumni Tribute Award for Outstanding Community Service from Memorial University. So the university has been a part of my life as long as I can remember. My father actually started working at Memorial the year I was born and retired after 40 years with facilities management. I'm a very proud graduate of the Commerce class of '95 and the MBA class of 2000. When I was an undergraduate student, I served on student council and was heavily involved in fundraising and events like Is the Price Right? We actually did have a Bob Barker, but it wasn't Bob Barker. So with these experiences, the many group projects that anybody who did business knows about, and inspiring professors like Judy Cumbie and Dale Foster, I've been able to apply what I learned as a student in my work life and in my volunteer activities. I was also very fortunate to make lifelong friendships during my time as a student. I'm also very proud to say that Memorial has been my employer for the past 18 years. Childhood cancer is 2 words that no parent wants to hear. In 2007, my 4-year-old son, Adam, who's with us tonight, was diagnosed with a brain tumor. After a 9-hour surgery, 6 weeks of radiation, and 9 rounds of chemotherapy, he was deemed to be cancer-free. As my family navigated through Adam's cancer journey, we were introduced to the Candlelighters Association of Newfoundland and Labrador. The Candlelighters is a charitable organization governed by a volunteer board of directors dedicated to improving the quality of life for children with cancer and their families in this province since 1982. In 2008, as Adam finished his treatments, I wanted to help other families whose children had been diagnosed and started to volunteer with the Candlelighters. As Jennifer said, I've served as communications coordinator, president, Camp Delight parent rep, and for the past 10 years, treasurer and Night of Delight for Camp Delight coordinator. So Camp Delight is an 8-day overnight camp for children aged 5 to 17 who are living with or beyond childhood cancer, their siblings and their bereaved siblings. Camp Delight is offered at no cost to the family. I've proposed, developed, and run new programs to support families at diagnosis, during hospitalization, upon relapse, during bereavement, as well as when a child finishes treatment and progresses with a normal life, as we call it, the new normal. I would not have been able to receive this award without the support of my fellow dedicated Candlelighters board members, past and present. Thank you so much for the nomination. My family who are with me tonight, Jason, Adam, and Lucas. My family and friends, my Candlelighters family, the many volunteers, community businesses, and guests that make our events like Night of Delight and Spin for Camp Delight a success, my co-workers, and my employer, to name a few. In closing, I would like to dedicate this award to the angels who lost their lives too soon, the warriors who continue to fight, and the survivors who are living beyond childhood cancer, because kids can't fight cancer alone. Thank you.
The evocative name of the Horizon Award, which exists to recognize exceptional achievement in alumni who are 35 years of age and under, suggests the ability to see clearly from a distance, to know where one is going, to be able to take in a big picture, all necessary virtues for one to achieve so much so young. With the perfect pairing of his Bachelor of Resource Management from Memorial's Grenfell campus and a Master of Public Health from UBC's Faculty of Medicine, and blessed with an entrepreneurial appetite for risk and adventure, Jason Louis Carmichael has spent the last decade helping to address complex global public health challenges, and in particular, radically reshaping how vulnerable populations in Africa access primary health care. He is a visionary who sees a big picture on a distant horizon and moves toward it with dogged determination and confidence. The story of Jason's remarkable impact on African healthcare began in Sierra Leone, coordinating the response to an outbreak of cholera and working on a community-based project on agriculture and gender equity. Since his time at Grenfell, he has held the intention to improve the conditions of life for people living in poverty, to build a more equitable and just world. He realized that the best way to deal with the problem of poverty was to tackle it from the perspective of public health. This led Jason to projects to improve healthcare facilities in Kenya, and then to the World Health Organization's emergency response team with posts in Guinea, Ethiopia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. On these assignments, he really cut his networking teeth and became accustomed to negotiating with multiple stakeholders across many sectors: government, service providers, private companies, NGOs, international agencies, getting people on board, building partnerships, making things happen. It was here that he got to thinking about alternative models to the healthcare delivery status quo that might take advantage of emerging technologies to address the accessibility challenges plaguing this part of the world. So he moved back to Nairobi with a plan for disrupting a system that had been failing patients and providers alike. This was the dawn of Taibu Health, a digital platform that decentralizes primary outpatient services to bring high-quality care directly to patients, and for which Jason is the president and CEO. Taibu uses technologies in health and logistics to coordinate a full suite of services, bringing both the clinic and the lab, including COVID-19 testing and their patent-pending medical kits, to the chronically underserved. The venture began with a focus on Nairobi, though investment from venture capitalists has enabled Jason and his team to expand throughout Kenya and beyond. The horizon, it seems, is limitless. Jason is a remarkable individual who has an uncanny ability to see into and through some of the globe's most complex challenges. He has contended with incompetence, corruption, and even violence, but he has never lost sight of the big picture, and our world is a more equitable place because of him. Please join me in congratulating Jason Louis Carmichael, recipient of this year's Alumni Horizon Award.
From Nairobi, Kenya. Sorry I couldn't be there to join the event due to COVID restrictions, but I did want to take a moment to send over my heartfelt thanks for extending me this award. It's a huge, huge honor. None of it would have been possible without some of the great people that I've met along the way, such as Dr. Robert Scott, Dr. Nick Nowakowski, etc. They've been hugely influential. So it's a huge honor to accept this award, and I wish everybody a healthy and safe end of 2021. Have a lovely evening. Thank you once again.
The J.D. Eaton Award is given to an alumnus in recognition of their superior leadership and outstanding volunteer contributions to Memorial. This year's preeminent Memorial ambassador and most worthy recipient is Peg Hunter. Peg was well served by her Bachelor of Commerce Honors Co-op from Memorial, class of '82, which she followed with an MBA from the University of Toronto. In the nearly 4 decades since her graduation, she has built a rich and diverse career as a highly respected business executive with some of our most iconic household brands, evolving through increasingly complex roles in marketing and management at General Foods Kraft, Grant & Toy, Canadian Tire, and the Home Depot, among others. For her outstanding career contributions, Peg was named an honorary life member of the Canadian Marketing Association when she officially retired in 2014, though she prefers to describe that shift away from her working life not as an end, but rather as a recalibration, a different kind of pivot. She has since served in advising and consulting capacities for numerous organizations and boards. Peg has always understood that good and productive careers often begin with university training, and so industry needs to be actively involved with students during those formative years. Her dedication to Memorial's brand has taken many forms, in particular through sustained support of the Faculty of Business Administration. She has been a guest lecturer, business day speaker, student mentor, a member of the advisory board, and an ever-available strategic ear for the dean. In 2018, she joined the board of directors of Genesis and serves as chair of the Human Resources and Governance Committee. She seeks to encourage and inspire others as well, establishing a Memorial Alumni Volunteer Board in Toronto and raising funds from Ontario as part of our 2011-12 Dare To campaign. Recognizing the ongoing realities and challenges for women in the notoriously male-dominated corporate culture, Peg has been committed to empowering a new generation of women in business, not only by mentoring emerging leaders, but also through her generous philanthropy. She knows that Memorial can and should be on the vanguard of such cultural change. So she established the Alice Buckingham Leadership Award in 2012 in honor of her mother, a generous award that has so far supported 9 exceptional female business students. Peg truly exemplifies the power and potential of alumni involvement and has been recognized by the Faculty of Business with their Alumni Honor. For her extensive volunteer contributions, her philanthropy, and her uncommon loyalty to her alma mater, for enhancing the stature and reputation of Memorial wherever she goes. Please join me in thanking Peg Hunter and congratulating her on being named our 2021 J.D. Eaton Award winner.
Thank you, Dr. Lokash, for that very warm and generous introduction. I have to say I am truly honored to be in the same company as the past recipients of the J.D. Eaton Award, and also to be sharing this night with the other people who are being honored here. You are truly changing the world. I am just so incredibly impressed with everything that you have achieved so far, and you're all so young. I'm the oldest one here. So, in 1982, when I decided to go out and change my own world, with my newly minted B.Comm, I decided to go up along and further my education to get an MBA. But what I didn't realize at the time, that's not exactly what I was doing. What I was doing was joining the great mass out-migration of Newfoundland and Labradorians to that wonderful, supposedly wonderful, mythical place called Away. Other than family, Memorial University became my lifeline, my connection back to here, to this place, to my home. So whenever I was approached to contribute in whatever way I could at the time when I was asked, I'd say, I'm in, how can I help? Well, over the years, my interactions with the business faculty, alumni development, and more recently with the broader administration and with Genesis, has only served to deepen my commitment to Memorial University and its purpose. And I have to say, after 40 years of all these interactions, and in some ways looking at it from afar, this university is far, far, far too modest in touting its accomplishments and the quality of the education to the world. And also, we need to remind ourselves of how important that is to the future and the fabric of the province. We have a hidden gem here, and we have to uncover it for the world. Memorial is an integral part of this province, an integral part of the fabric of this province. It has a sacred duty not just to educate, but also has a pivotal role in building the leaders of this province for the future. They are a leadership generation that will inherit a far more complex world. They are a leadership generation that will need to find innovative and creative solutions to move society and the world and the planet ahead. A leadership generation that by necessity, not by nicety, but by necessity, will need to be representatively diverse and have the courage to fix what is broken and to build new ways of being. Memorial University has a huge role to play in this future. And I would encourage, in the spirit of the J.D. Eaton Award for Volunteerism, and to all the alumni and friends that are listening, that when Memorial University calls to ask for your help in this endeavor, you just say, "I'm in. How can I help?" Thank you very much.
The favor of a drip of water should be reciprocated by a gushing spring. This is a literal translation of the Chinese proverb that has guided our Alumnus of the Year for much of his personal and professional life. Imagine the generous and supportive world we could create if we all lived this way, returning every favor, every small kindness we receive in life with a bigger one. For Dr. Liqin Chen, this is the way. Liqin hails from Anhui Province, China, but chose Memorial to pursue his PhD in chemistry, and how fortunate are we that he did. Like so many of our brave and intrepid international students, Liqin arrived in Canada in 1990, empty-handed but for his suitcase and a pocket full of borrowed money, to join Dr. Laurie Thompson's team, which was hard at work on complexation reactions of thioether-based ligands designed to create polymetallic assemblies. I'm sure there are some people in this room or watching online with a precise understanding of what this means. I'm not one of them, but I think I get the basic gist. They were synthesizing new molecules. Liqin, also known as Larry, was a humble and unassuming student, a diligent worker and perfectionist who proved to have serious talent as a synthetic chemist. Before completing his PhD in 1993, he had produced many novel compounds, published a whopping 11 papers of original research in top journals, and earned the high distinction of Fellow of the School of Graduate Studies. I think it quite rare that a scholar with such highly specialized scientific expertise, such arguably esoteric skill, could successfully grow a multi-million-dollar international company. Though Dr. Chen looked like he was on a clear path to a chemist's life in academia, the corporate sector came calling. And in 2007, he seized an opportunity and created TLC Pharmaceutical Standards, which employs 500 people, places product in 75 countries, and leads the field in the synthesis of reference standards for biomedical research. He has been focusing on TLC since formally leaving academia in 2013 and has established headquarters in Ontario, a state-of-the-art facility in China, and has plans to open labs in India and Brazil. He attributes the company's success to his scientific acumen more than any talent at business, and for that first-class scientific training, he largely credits Memorial. to give back to the chemistry department for taking him in, supporting him, and encouraging him as a young PhD candidate, an immigrant with big dreams, Dr. Chen has shown extreme generosity by donating more than $1 million for graduate scholarships in chemistry. Dr. Chen truly embodies an alumnus of the year. He has well earned this highest alumni honor, not only for his brilliant professional triumphs in the scope of his achievements, but also by displaying exceptional human values that are an inspiration to others. As you are about to see, Dr. Chen's monumental success is all the more notable because he is a man of great personal character, a modest, genuine, and perhaps above all, grateful man who has remained faithful to that Chinese proverb and has returned life's favors many times more.
Dr. Chen is a very kind person. He's very hardworking and dedicated, but he always likes to give back, as it were. And so he's thankful for the experiences he has had, particularly in China and also here at Memorial. And he's been very generous in his philanthropy in China to students in the school system in Anhui province and at the university in Anhui to students at the university. He's been extremely generous in his donations to the Toronto Sick Children's Hospital, where he set up a lab, operating room, etc. And also, I believe he's been very generous in the community where he lives. He also has donated very generously to the chemistry department at Memorial University through a scholarship program where students receive scholarships from his generous donations to further their education in the graduate program. And when they graduate, of course, they are well prepared to go out into the workforce in the province and elsewhere.
Dr. Chen has given a generous donation of $100,000 a year for 10 years. And this allows us to give graduate students entrance scholarships in the amount of $3,000. A lot of these graduate students that we have in chemistry are coming from a distance. So this allows them to actually get here to Memorial University and not have to pay that out of their own pockets. We have $5,000 doctoral scholarships for students who excel in their PhD studies. And it also allows us to provide writing scholarships for students who are out of program and don't have the financial ability to just focus on their writing. So this allows them to do that. His generous gift has provided students with the ability to not worry about the financial side of getting started in their graduate studies. They can focus on the research. And if you look at some of the testaments that students have given, some of them are raising families and trying to do studies and then thinking about the financial side of things. That's just taken away from them.
The scholarship's impact was huge because I decided to change my laptop computer, and we need the new high-tech in our education, and we need to use brand new educational tools. So I was decided to buy a new brand laptop computer because I was sure that in future I might be involved in computational chemistry, and it needs a very powerful laptop. Another benefit that I received from this scholarship is there is no need for me to be employed in a secondary job or a part-time job because sometimes we have tight in budget. But for me, with the scholarship, I am able to be focused. I am able to be only my major concern is my research, nothing else.
I would say Dr. Chen is persistent and driven to come to a new country, to do your PhD while raising a family, starting an academic career, and a multinational company at the same time. the challenges that he must have faced along the way to get to where he is today must have been enormous. So he had to be persistent and driven to get to where he is today.
He's a very charming man, very personable, very well informed, and it's easy to be around him, and he looks after the people that he employs. And I think his philosophy in that regard is a good one, because the success of his business depends on the people that work for him. And he must obviously influence those people and give them inspiration to do similar things for themselves.
One of the students, Ali Azizi, has even said that this has inspired him to want to do the exact same thing that Dr. Chen has done for here at Memorial University, as well as his prior university back in Iran.
Dr. Chen is a role model for me. Absolutely, he is a role model for me, because I feel his support and the impact of his support is directly going into my research. So it gives me motivation. It gives me motivation to do such like action in the future for other researchers, to make the way smoother for other researchers in the future.
Guests, dignitaries, university folk, all those tuning in online, thank you for being such an attentive audience for the tales of our tributes. It has been my pleasure to be part of the celebration this evening. My final task is to ask you to join me in congratulating and listening to a few words of gratitude from the remarkable Dr. Ken Chen, a Master of Molecules and Memorial's 2021 Alumnus of the Year.
It's a great honor to receive this distinguished award. I would like to thank Memorial University and people who nominated me. 31 years ago, as a graduate student on scholarship from China, I arrived at St. John's with just 2 suitcases, and all expenses are borrowed from friends and relatives. I arrived at Pearson Airport around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and waited for about 18 hours to catch the flight to St. John's next morning. Simply couldn't afford the hotel room. St. John's and Memorial are places that have changed my life, not only by chemistry I have learned, and also people I have met there. This is a story I have been telling people for a long time. It was later Saturday afternoon in September 1990, the first month I came to St. John's. I was riding bicycle to explore the city, and very soon it became dark, and I lost in the rural area. I was very sure that I couldn't find a way back by myself, so I had to follow the light to lock the door for the direction. A gentleman opened the door and told me that it's quite far from where I live. It would be hard for me to find a way back. So after he talked to his wife, he gave me the ride to the place I live. I had to leave my bicycle with him. And next morning, he came to my place and picked me up to get my bike back. I have every reason to be grateful to those people I met early on in my memorial experience. And my PhD supervisor, Dr. Laurie Thompson, has all the confidence in me. It was just a few months I came to Memorial, and he gave me the opportunity to prepare the poster for a CSA conference at the McMaster University, Hamilton. And he told me that with all the progress I had made, I should be able to finish my PhD in 3 years' time. Yes, I did. And from the date I come to Memorial to the date I submitted my thesis, it was exactly 3 years. August 13th, 1990 to August 13th, 1993. Not only my supervisor and his wonderful family, and the other faculty and the staff like Dr. Lokash, Dr. Tende, and all the fellow graduate students. They all made my 3 years at the memorial very enjoyable. It's a truly wonderful memory for me and for my family. As I look back at my years here at the memorial, I confirm that the education I received here, the people I made, prepared me to what I am today. And for that, I will always be grateful. I would like to thank my wife, Liqin, for all support this year. And from the crazy idea to resign the job and start a company to all the charity we have done together. And to my son, Ryan Chen, now it's a Dr. Ryan Chen. He came to Memorial when he only about 3 years old and loved to pick up blueberry on Signal Hill. And Leon Chen, and actually originally from Newfoundland. We left St. John's when my wife was 8 months pregnant with him. He just finished his MBA at U of T and helped me with the operation of the company. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
Wow, some wonderful video there. Well, there you have it. It's pretty hard not to be impressed with the recipients of these Alumni Awards, and having just received my award, or my degree rather, I am getting ahead of myself. Thank you for the line. But I was just thinking that the bar's been set pretty high tonight, and I don't think I've ever felt less adequate as a human being than. But what a wonderful night. And Dr. Lokash, thank you very much. Great job as always. And I want to say a special thank you to all of the colleagues and friends and people who are here in the audience and joining us virtually as well, for those of you who are online celebrating with us. And I want to thank the talented folks at the Center for Innovation in Teaching and Learning at MUN who put together the videos that we just watched. And Dr. Chen was quite touching. But before we conclude, I'd like to make a request to everybody here, as well as people who are watching. We're celebrating these successful alumni that we've been watching and admiring, and they were nominated by their peers for the awards that you saw given out tonight. Now, the nomination process has been simplified, so there's an online form, and it's available all year round. So I'd encourage all of you to nominate deserving alumni that you know for Tribute Awards in 2022. And to be considered for the 2022 awards, you have to get your nominations in by March 15th. So the Ides of March is the deadline for that. More information on how to nominate individuals for Tribute Awards, those details can be found on Memorial's Alumni Engagement website. So it's been a lovely night. Such a great venue, too. It's nice to actually be out instead of doing everything virtually. So please take good care of yourselves, and hope to see you all next year. Now, to wind down our evening, once again, we're going to get Eastern Al to come out to sing a song, and after that, we'll ask all the award recipients, Lisa Brown and nominators, to just stay in your seats before we say goodnight. And once all of our guests have departed, the alumni engagement staff will help for the photos and all of that. So just hang around right after the song, but I'll call on Eastern Al to come back and dazzle us once again.
A huge congratulations to all the recipients this evening, and we're really honored to be here. We're going to sing a song that kind of celebrates who we are. Me walk nude, me walk ikadak, me walk nude. Me walk ikadak, me water mek me albugek, me water mek me albugek. Way I hey, way I hey, ho, way I hey, way I hey, ho. Me water make me albugek. Me water make me albugek. Me walk nooch, me walk it garak. Me walk nooch, me walk it garak. Me water make me albugek. Me water make me albugek. Way ahead, way ahead, ya ho. Way ahead, way ahead, ya ho. Me water make me albugek. Me water make me albugek. Me walk a nooch, me walk it karak. Me walk a nooch, me walk it karak. Me water make me albugek. Me water make me albugek. Way ahead, way ahead, ya ho. Way ahead, way ahead, ya ho. Me water make me albugek. Me water make me albugek.
Easter now. I'd like to remind you to please stand for the departure of their honors. And thank you all very much, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you for coming.